Mr. President. A lot of conversation going on in here this morning, this afternoon for that matter. Okay, we passed the gentleman from Logan's amendment back here, and what I'm trying to, I was going to do this underneath announcements. I thought I'd be able to keep it short, but apparently I'm not going to be able to keep it short so that everybody's head doesn't explode on this. Finance is not going to meet today, nor was it ever going to meet today. We're on day 51. Last year, at this point in time, the senator from the 16th stood up just about every day and barked about the budget. My staff up there right now, I had to make a phone call a while ago, say we just got to find $2 million more in the budget. We have been working the budget today and yesterday and days before, but we're putting it all together right now. And it was my hopes that tomorrow afternoon we were going to have a budget in committee so that we could start deliberating that. That budget will also have to have whatever we do for pay raises, PEIA, and all the other host of things that we need to be able to manage. I don't like feeling bullied into when we're going to do something. And I made it very clear that we weren't going to meet today because we've got to be able to manage what we have, and we've done a good job. The Finance Committee, every member, the minority and the majority, we've worked well together up there to be able to manage this process through. And frankly, I'm very, very proud of this. We only have a couple House bills, and that's what got read in here earlier today, but they are of substance. The DHHR reorg bill takes a lot of time for the staff to make sure that we get this right. Now, I want to veer off a little bit so that people understand, especially the folks in the gallery, one of the reasons why we can't just leap into it, and I consider this personal on my level. It's the first year I've been the finance chairman, and everybody knows in this chamber I like running bills. Okay, up or down vote, I don't care. When everybody calls for a vote on this floor on whether it's division or roll call, my hand goes up whether it's a good vote for me or a bad one. I don't care. Get us on the board. But there's something that I'm personally very, very concerned about with this teacher's pay raise bill. It's right around 40 counties have excess levies. And we could be sitting here talking about a 5% pay raise that equates to about $2,000. The senator from Morgan and I share a district where there's going to be a vote in the ballot for the excess levy that adds $3,000 additional dollars to the teachers' salaries, and I'm not sure what it is on the school service personnel. This could have the potential to make that fail. In Berkeley County, where I'm from, it's $10,000 that the people vote for to be able to fund the teachers, $10,000 on top of what we do. Now, we have 40 counties out there with this. This is why I can't sit there in a drop of a hat say this is a great idea. Because the last thing I want to do is put it in a position, us in a position, that we have done something in such a way that the voters back in these districts say they just got a 5% pay raise, I don't need to vote for this excess levy. And in turn, they got a $2,000 pay raise from the state, and they end up losing in Berkeley County 2 years from now $8,000. That does nothing but reverse the clock of time. I have a duty to all the people in this state to make sure that we travel the right path on what we're doing here. And I've got this, and the Finance Committee knows that the people working upstairs are tremendous individuals and are calculating these numbers up and looking at what's going on while we're working on the budget as well. And I don't want to be in this position as that we were last year. We've been communicating and working with the House as well. But I haven't heard one person this year stand up and say, where's the budget? Because that was the mantra last year. Frankly, I thought that it was because everybody had enough faith in me that I was going to be pressing the envelope to make sure things are done. The resolution that we had here earlier today, that was a failure on me because it was a Senate joint resolution, and I believe, Mr. President, I thought that it was not subject to the crossover date. But it was. So we were trying to fix something in here today on turning it into a concurrent resolution and making it so that we could work something out. But we had to lay that over because the clock, it just didn't work out today, and I get it. I understand the minority. I've been there. I've spent more time in the minority in this legislature than what I have in the majority. I get that. But while it's on my watch, and I'm trying to do the right things for not just this body or the teachers and the school service personnel and the state employees, we have to do the right thing for the people of West Virginia. And my goal is to put the things in place that the average income goes up for all working West Virginians, because then you've grown the tax base. When you have 50% of the people that are not participating in the workforce in West Virginia, that is an issue. When you have the schools back home volunteering to get lunches for the students that aren't in school because at home they're not getting food, that tells me we got a tax base issue. Mr. President, we're here to fix that. And that's by putting people back to work in West Virginia, across the board, getting them educated, giving them job opportunities so they don't have to leave the state, being productive, taking the demand off of all the entitlements that we have, that the people need in the state to be able to survive, and getting back into the workforce. And your CTC bill, I hope that other end of the building, because that's great money invested. So I just want everybody to know, up front, Finance is not meeting today, but I have every intention of meeting tomorrow, and it's going to be in the afternoon, and if everything goes right, we're going to be considering the budget, and there'll be other bills on the agenda. And if we have to work through this weekend on both Saturday and Sunday and all the way through next week, Mr. President, I'll be here. I have no problems with it. I don't need to go home. We've got the business of the state of West Virginia to take care of, and I'm proud of the work that you've done so far and the work that we've done as a collective body. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Thank you, Mr. President.
Further